Take a listen to this recording. Hey guys, Nathaniel Jordan here, and what you have just heard is part of an 1888 musical recording of a biblical oratorio called Israel in Egypt. Let's take a minute to ponder just how old this recording is. This was 23 years after the Civil War, and Grover Cleveland was President of the United States. Queen Victoria was ruler of the United Kingdom. The first radio waves were transmitted and received this year. Jack the Ripper was going around murdering prostitutes in Whitechapel, London. Legendary composer and lyricist Irving Berlin was a month old when this was recorded. 1888 is closer in time span to the year 1757 than it is to 2020. Yeah, this is a very old sound recording, older than any other recording I have played on this channel. So let's dive into the story behind this piece of history. As I mentioned earlier, this recording is an oratorio. For those of you who don't know what an oratorio is, which would include myself until I googled it, an oratorio is a large-scale musical work for orchestras and voices, typically a narrative on a religious theme performed without the use of costumes, scenery, or action. Composed by George Friedrich Handel, Israel in Egypt contains passages from the Old Testament, mainly from the chapters Exodus and Psalms. It premiered in 1739 at London's King's Theatre in the Haymarket. Now, this particular recording of the oratorio that you just heard was conducted by August Mans. It was recorded by Colonel George Gourdouad, who was sales agent for Thomas Edison. The record format was a yellow paraffin wax cylinder. There was a note on the cylinder that read, "A chorus of 4,000 voices recorded with phonograph over 100 yards away." The location of this record was in the Crystal Palace, a structure in Hyde Park, London that would eventually catch fire and be destroyed in the 1930s. The wax cylinder the oratorio was recorded on has been badly deteriorated over the years, which is understandable since the material of this recording is basically candle wax. The name of the song from this oratorio is called Moses and the Children of Israel, and it tells the story of Moses leading the enslaved Israelites to Egypt across the parted Red Sea. Now, over the years, I have heard countless phonograph recordings that are well over 100 years old. However, this is one that I really found astounding. There is something very eerie and haunting about this recording, but it's quite beautiful as well. This could just be because of its sheer age, but I think it's something more than that. I think what is both fascinating and slightly disturbing about this record is that nothing remains from when it was created. The building which the oratorio was recorded has been gone for over 80 years. Not one of the 4,000 singers or anyone who was in the audience is still living today. The oldest living person as of the upload of this video is 15 years younger than this recording. The acoustics of the Crystal Palace and the 100-yard distance between the phonograph and the singers also contribute to the haunting feeling of the record. However, despite all of this, 132 years later, this recording still remains. 4,000 voices are reduced to a faint, nearly inaudible performance. The world has changed drastically, but this preservation of an 1888 performance has survived. It really makes me think about how we are preserving ourselves constantly now through the medium of social media. I am preserving myself by uploading this video right now on YouTube. Unless some life extension technology is invented in the near future, everybody living in 2020 will be dead in 132 years. I'm currently 21 years old, but I will almost certainly be gone by the year 2152. Will anybody stumble across this video that far into the future and look back upon it the same way we look at a recording from 1888? It's impossible to know if YouTube or any other form of social media will still be around by then. In case you are someone watching this video in 2152, greetings, I'm Nathaniel Jordan. The year is 2020 and I'm 21 years old. It's hard to even conceive what life is like 132 years from now, but I could only imagine what kind of amazing, historic, and technological advances have been made. Now, to talk about what's going on right now, there is currently a mass pandemic sweeping across the world. It's called the coronavirus. I don't know if your history textbooks have taught you anything about it, but it's really big right now. There's also a lot of civil unrest from the murder of a man named George Floyd, who was killed by a police officer while being put in police custody, and that's causing a lot of protest and civil rights issues are being brought up. Donald J. Trump is the President of the United States right now, and Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister of the UK. I could only imagine what the United States or UK or any other nation is like at this time. What kind of advancements have been made? Have we curbed climate change, an existential threat to our globe? Have we achieved world peace? Have we curbed world hunger? Are people starving? Is overpopulation a problem? These are things we worry about in the future. Well, at least I do, when thinking about what the world will be like 132 years from now. So if you're living in the year 2152, thanks for watching. Anyway, for those of us who are still watching this video in 2020, I think I'll end it at that. To conclude, I will play the Israel and Egypt phonograph recording in its entirety. Due to its age, I don't have to worry about copyright infringement. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.